And normally, this is a bad thing. Normally, this is a terrible thing. And I remember talking about this with my buddy Jamie Lynch when we were on the radio together. We were talking about some Eagles teams there at the tail end of Carson Wentz's time here in Philadelphia, about the team having this. Now, this is a death sentence for football teams normally. This team has no identity. That is usually one of the worst things you could say about any football team. What is their identity? And that's where it's like, oh, are they like the Titans where they run the football and that's how they win games? Are they a team like the Baltimore Ravens in the late 90s and early 2000s that are all about defense? Are they like that? Are they that type of team? Are they like the Eagles of 2004 where it was, throw the ball to T.O., that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to win. That's how you're going to get to the end zone. You're going to have a great defense along with it. Like, that was a soul-crushing thing to hear as a fan, to have those conversations about what's your identity. And this Eagles team, in the best sense, has no true identity. And I'm going to tell you why that's a great compliment. Because you can't put your finger on one thing this team does extremely well and say, that's why they're winning football games. That's why they're 11-1. Because every week now it seems like they're winning with a different brand of football, with a different identity. Their identity is actually the only one that matters, and it's being 11-1. That's their identity. Number one seed, if the season ended today. That's their identity. And it's the only identity that matters. And that is why I am so blown away by this Philadelphia Eagles football team. And I was saying it last week. I said it during the pregame show. This is what I look at with this team. Every week, when I look at a strength of another football team, like, for instance, Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans, who I know in recent weeks has been kept under wraps a little bit. So maybe the Eagles had some good film and knew what to do in order to stop Derrick Henry. But bottom line was there was a great running offense taking on a defense in the Philadelphia Eagles that in recent memory has not been great at stopping the run. So what did they do? Well, they go out there, they got Ndamukong Suh, they went out and got Linval Joseph, Jordan Davis comes back into the fray. This is incredible. You already have Fletcher Cox there. You already have Javon Hargrave there. It's great. But every time you talk about some other team's strong suit, like Derrick Henry, it's like, okay, well, the Eagles have a pretty stout defensive line. And even after the game, TJ Edwards, a linebacker, was talking about how they won this game because of what their defensive line was able to do, whether it be pass pressure or whether that be stopping Derrick Henry. And that's exactly what they did. So you talk about a strength of another team, and it's like, well, he's running into a strength of the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm not that concerned about, this team's a great run-stopping team. You're not going to have Jordan Davis, you're not going to have Miles Sanders or Jalen Hurts go off on the ground game again. Well, that's fine because they can throw the football, and that's how they can beat this defense. And how do they beat this defense? By throwing the football. Last week, running worked. This week, passing worked. And you know what happened? The Eagles won both games.